Bryon Powell of iRunFar here with Scott Jurek. How are you doing today, Scott?
I'm doing great.
Yeah?
It feels good to be here.
How long have you been in Chamonix for?
Well, I've been here for about 8 days, so been at least in the area.
Yeah, so you're acclimated to the time here.
Yeah, got the jet lag shaken out. And,
Good.
Yeah, feeling good.
This is your fourth time here to run the UTMB. How have the previous three gone?
Well, not as like I guess as much as I wanted to plan everything out and perform really well. And on this type of stage, yeah, it's been pretty rough go. 2 drops and DNFs, and then last year finally finished, but it was pretty rough. It was one of those things where I just gutted it out to get to the finish line, battled stomach problems, and then had some tendonitis in my ankle, and just it was a tough go.
So what do you think you've learned anything from those 3 attempts that you're going to apply tomorrow, either you did in training or going into the race?
Yeah, I definitely have. I've trained more for altitude. This race, for me, coming from Seattle at sea level, has been tough. And even though I trained over here a month before the race in 2008, I just didn't get a lot of altitude training in after. And I also decided to do a little bit too much training when I was here. There's just too many great miles and mountains to run, and just ended up overdoing it, so I got an injury kind of leading into it. So I think the big thing that I've learned is altitude is really important. Training the really steep ascents and descents has been excellent. So that's why I'm in Boulder right now. So it's been good.
You've really been prepping for this race.
Yeah, it's been after I transitioned from May.
Congrats on your U.S. 100K record.
Thanks. For 24 hours.
24 hours, sorry.
So I kind of transitioned from roads in May to the trails.
So you had a great base.
Yeah, I had a good base, but not trail specific.
No.
So it was like getting going back again, 2 weeks after, and hitting the trails hard, moved to Boulder, and been training there for a couple months. And it was a little rude start hanging out with Tony and running coming from sea level, but it was good after the first 3 weeks.
You and he have gotten some training runs in together. It seemed like some up in the
it's
Indian
been,
peaks. And how's that working for you? He used to do most of his training alone. So you guys have found a good.
I've trained a lot with people over the years. I've done a lot of solo training, and at my stage in my career, it's been fun just to run with other people, and a guy like Tony too. We push each other, but also know how to respect and just kind of.
You're not in
it's
a
like
race every time.
When somebody's feeling better. I mean, Tony has this incredible altitude base, and it's like it's not a competition. We're out there exploring, and we even take photos or have that. He makes me all the time.
He doesn't want that weight.
Exactly.
So you're using poles tomorrow?
I am going to use the Baton. I've got a pair of Black Diamonds,
poles.
Next year's edition, and kind of modified slightly, took the straps off. And I used poles the last couple of years. And
you would recommend
I think it's
them?
useful. I mean, they're a little extra weight, but late in the stage, it's like having an extra leg and having some handles to pull up some of the steep ascents. So.
Do you have any other advice for some Americans maybe wanting to come over? Anybody coming over?
I mean, you definitely got to get over here for this one. I mean, it's the premier 100-mile race in the world now. I mean, it's surpassed. I mean, the competition, the scenery. I mean, I've obviously done hard rock and a lot of amazing 100-milers, but this is where it's at. I mean, the competition and just the atmosphere, the energy here is pretty incredible.
How can you explain that a little bit? I mean, in terms of from what I've heard, it's much different than an American 100-miler. What was the atmosphere out there on race day?
I mean, just the numbers of people that are out on the course. So you just don't see that in a mountainous trail 100-mile event. And I guess it's just really electric. I mean, the people that you go through these towns and villages, they're out in droves, and it's almost like the Tour de France.
This is the other
100-mile trail style. And I think there's even though there are some differences overall, it's quite similar. For a lot of people, they're going to see there's 2,500 people on the course, so that's kind of a new thing. But I think in general, the trails and the ascents and descents, it's interesting. They just don't switch back things as much. So even though on the profile it might only the total elevation gain, it's still less than hard rock.
You feel it?
There's a lot of relatively flat ground too, and so you pack in the elevation in a very short distance. So it's kind of deceiving. It creeps up on you.
Well, best of luck, Scott.
Thanks, Bryon.
Enjoy.
Yeah, looking forward to it.